All right, folks. You're back for another Loki episode 3 post reaction review. It's a good one. All right, folks. Welcome back to the SF Comic Book Co. This is our Loki post show review, episode 3. Episode 3. Groot wasn't in this. Lamentus. We find out what that means a little later in the episode. So episode 3. This is the SF Comic Book Co. We do comics, movies, TV, toys, whatever. We like to talk about all that geek culture, all that stuff. Joining me, Nip. How you doing?
I'm a little echoey. Have audio issues lately, but hopefully it's not too bad today.
And the home of the well, we'll get through it, man.
Good episode last night, though. I liked it.
Solid episode for sure. And Sarah, the Queen of the North, how you doing?
I am excellent. Thank you for asking. How are you, Raymond?
I'm great. Fantastic. Actually trying to enjoy the summer. It's actually feels like summer here in the Bay Area, so that's great. We're actually feels things are open too, so that's awesome. So yeah, I'm almost go back to normal, so it's great.
So you were never normal. Don't play.
Well, things are normal, not me. Like, I'm fucking weird. Yeah, another solid episode. I heard some people complaining about it, like it was just kind of filler. I thought they answered a lot of questions and they asked some more questions. I thought this was excellent.
People are getting awfully key and man.
no pleasing motherfuckers.
We'll get to it, but I don't see how this is. You could say this is filler.
Yeah. I saw a couple of people like I actually like and respect their opinions on it. I was like, really? This is
used to like and used to respect.
Dead to me. They're all dead to me. But no, I thought this was a solid episode, man. I thought the interactions with Sylvie and Loki were great. Sarah, what are your overall thoughts of this episode?
I also loved it. I don't know, we got to go to a new world. We got to learn a lot about like the other side of the TVA that they weren't telling us before or didn't know. We got a great new character who has awesome chemistry with Loki. Again, I still think probably better than Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I think just Tom Hiddleston. I think people just have he have a good chemistry with a fucking plant. I think it's just such a good actor. He just just enhances everyone around him. He just levels everyone up around him.
I agree. It's either that or I just like have a major thing for like time travel. I don't know. Could be that.
Love me some time travel.
But, yeah, I enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, it's solid.
Sure.
All right, so let's get to it. Lamentus. This is I think the shortest episode of the season so far. This was clocked in at
42.
42 minutes. So yeah, definitely the shortest of the season. We open up with a couple cocktails having a drunken conversation. We've all been there before. We've all had these drunken conversations.
Never.
We see the TVA agent from last episode who was abducted, and we kind of see how she kind of gave up the info. Just get them drunk. They give you all the info. It's the best truth serum ever. Alcohol. So yeah, we get the credits. She evades. She comes in. Sylvie. We find out. So it's pretty much Sylvie, the enchantress from I think she was like the second enchantress, not the Amora.
I believe I called that.
That's a good call. So Sylvie in the comic was a girl that was kind of abducted from I think 1918 something Oklahoma. So that was kind of the reference from Oklahoma a couple episodes ago too. So she was like kind of part of the New Avengers also. She came in. She was basically kidnapped and given powers by Loki, and pretty much she believed that she was an Asgardian when she was just a girl from Oklahoma. So that's what the character in the comics is. I'm not sure how they're gonna do that in this. So she's not the real enchantress, but like a kid enchantress.
Kind of like a hybrid? Or is she going to be like a hybrid? I think that's what they're kind of aiming at.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. It seemed like it.
Yeah, it might be a hybrid. Yeah, because the Enchantress, the original Enchantress, is a pretty major character. We kind of talked about the last week, so she's definitely a major player in the Asgardian lore, especially in the comics. She's a major player for sure. So I don't know if they're blending that. So I'll start with you, Sarah. What do you think of Sylvie's kind of interaction in the beginning right here, like her like enchanting powers and her kind of like using her powers to gain access to TVA?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It was very kind of like Inception to me. It was like, we're going to put them in this dream sequence and get them to give us the codes to the safe, which I like. You know, it feels like a fairly safe way to get information from people. Nobody's lives are being threatened. Like, yeah, I wouldn't love somebody invading my mind, but I'd rather have that than like a gun to my head, for being honest. And I thought it was interesting how it kept kind of flipping. Was that because she had like a fairly powerful brain or something? And it was like, you know, like the background was changing?
Yeah, I think she had to keep trying to like change it and trying to like manipulate her and stuff.
To like convince her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like a new and interesting way to get information from people. And I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Nip, so she invades and she finds out her powers don't work there. And we get a little confrontation with her and Loki. What'd you think of this?
So yeah, back to what Sarah said, I agree. It was very Inception-like. I got the Inception vibes. That was cool. And then you get you get her breaking into TVA and going on. And then you get the little battle scene with Loki and her, and that was cool. He picks up the daggers. They're, you know, scuffling in the hallway. And I don't know if you guys caught it, but there was like a glimpse of a poster. I got to go back and watch it again. It looked like it could have been Kang fighting him. I didn't watch it the second time. I got to go back and check that again.
Yeah, maybe that's a timekeeper history, whatever.
But it looked even more like Kang, if I'm not mistaken. It was just like maybe a half second.
I don't think that's a coincidence that they have some Kang, looks to TVA. I'm telling you, there's those statues are going to merge, and it's going to be Kang. I'm telling you, we're going to see that scene at some point.
And then the judge comes in, right? And he's like, oh, I'll kill him. And she's like, yeah, go ahead. I ain't tripping. Yeah. No, this was cool. I like the lighting in this. I like the scene. It's just nice. It's good vibes and I mean, not good vibes, but good action vibes.
Yeah, I have one of my notes is the colors in this episode are great, especially when we get to the planet. It's very
purple.
Visually, like I like how they portray space in the MCU. It's kind of like a neon kind of vibe to all their space stuff, so it makes it look different. Like space is a different like vibe, so I like how they do that.
And you can tell they're not going like 100% hard on each other, even from the get. Like Loki could have probably like way harder. So it's kind of like filling each other out and like in a sense. Even when they're on the planet, they're just kind of like, we kind of want to kill each other, but we kind of don't. And then, later on it progresses. But they were like going a little easy on each other.
I wonder why, obviously we know she was trying to get to the timekeepers, but she's probably mad at Loki for taking her out of the TVA. Because clearly that was her first time there. She didn't realize that her magic doesn't work there. So maybe that was a good thing that she got pulled away. Yeah. But I wonder what her big plan was, other than just seeing the timekeepers. Did she have a way to get there? Did she have what was her process going to be after jumping in there? Because
was she just did she have a plan, or was she just gonna go wild out and just take
wing
it? Yeah, just take them out.
She had a plan, because later on in the episode she said this plan took me years to make.
But clearly the plan didn't work, because she tried to use her magic immediately and it didn't work there. So she could have been totally screwed if she followed through with that plan, because she couldn't use any of her magic and she was at a major handicap.
Yeah, she seemed surprised that her magic didn't work there. So I guess that's one
disadvantage. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So it was kind of it disabled part of her plan. I'm sure part of her plan was to enchant some folks and kind of invade and take over. And I think she's there to destroy the time variance. I think that there's something there that she wants to. She knows that they're evil. I think she's on the right. You kind of tell this episode she's not a bad person. You kind of tell her plan is righteous, and the fact that we find out that those time variance, those people working at the TVA or not.
I think we mentioned that last episode. I believe we did.
Yeah.
We talked about them all being possibly Loki variants, I think. Did we talk about them all?
Yeah.
We might have talked about them all being variants of some sort. But basically, they're prisoners.
Yeah, and it kind of explains why Owen Wilson has an affinity for jet skis and stuff. So he might have been born in the '90s and been into jet skis and stuff. So yeah,
I bet you it's Miss Minutes. Just wait. She's the one. She's the one wiping their mind. She's like the brainwashing thing where they all have to watch the orientation thing, and it like brainwashes them, and they can't remember their past.
Miss Minutes.
Speaking of her, I don't know
watch out for her.
If you guys seen, there was like a breakdown of her actual clock, and it's got 16 dashes instead of 12. So nobody knows what the significance of that is, but it's something to look out for. Could be nothing. And
what's the 16th letter in the alphabet?
And it looks like a crosshairs as well. It's got the dot and the 4 lines around it. So I don't know. It could be just nothing, but it could be something
P?
down the road.
Is P the 16th letter? Yeah, it's P.
Mephisto.
Probably.
Probably Mephisto. That's what
Yeah.
Yeah, it's speculation. I seen it. I don't know, one of them damn Instagram clickbait things.
I love the rivalry. Sarah and Miss Minutes, my favorite rivalry of the show. She's
bad. I'm telling you.
Fear time. Is that what you're saying? Your fear time. All right, so we got Escape. They both escape. They go to Lamentus. This is 2077. It's during one of their apocalyptic events. So they decide to have a truce. They need to charge a time device. And so we get a little bit more. We get her name, Selvi, that kind of answers some questions. She's pretty much saying that she's not a Loki. Pretty much, she's her own thing. So we kind of get.
Yeah, piss her off. Don't call her Loki.
So they try to invade that lady's home. They both try their her way is just to bust it down. She gets blasted, and Loki tries to manipulate her, turn it into her dead husband. So that doesn't work. I thought that was pretty funny. So they decide to make a run to the Ark. Ark is, of course, going to be their escape off this planet. And of course, the rich people get the first crack at it. So, Sarah, what do you think of this setup?
I mean, that's how it always works, right? The rich people get. I mean, that's how it is in like Ready Player 2. That's how it is in every apocalyptic movie and book ever.
Right.
Yep. Titanic. It's like, oh yeah, rich people get to go on first. Yeah.
It's in the contract. When they give you the money, they're like, you also get to go on the Ark if this world is destroyed. Yeah, I really liked them being stuck on this planet. I thought the craters looked cool. I don't know why. They were like the kind of stair-steppy thing, and that was really neat. And I think this will be interesting because I'm curious to see if Mobius finds them, since Mobius knows that they were exploring apocalypses. I wonder if he can narrow it down and try to like get them back.
Yeah, and somebody pointed out too that when Loki was going through like the drawer of the time, like the Infinity Stones, that he
took the time stone.
Took the time stone, so he might like maybe if he forgot he had it and doesn't, once he's in like actual reality, can actually use it. So I wonder if that's gonna be like a plot, like, oh yeah, I have the time stone. Let's go back, 100 years.
Right. And somebody said that like when the tower is falling, when they're in the city, it kind of looks like he might have used the time stone to reverse time and push it back up. I don't know if Loki normally has that power to be able to like
what
move
power
stuff.
does he have? I never have like power like that.
Yeah, not that strong too. Like that was a pretty big thing. I was curious about that too. Like, yeah, that's a good point. He might have used the time stone to like reverse that too. So that kind of makes sense. Yeah. All right. So Yeah. So we get them back on the ship. They get on the Ark. They use their power. They both kind of team up. They're kind of like, all right, we got to team up, kind of work together.
Wait, they get on the train to the Ark, right?
Yeah, they get on. Yeah,
they do. They got their little scheme to get on, and he.
They use that. They both
imitates.
Yeah. They kind of both work together. They're in it together now.
Reluctantly.
Reluctantly, we got a little sit-down convo. She mentioned the postman she's in love with.
Could it be the dude from WandaVision?
The postman?
Oh wow. My God, I would love that.
That's a good shout. Wow, that's a good shout. I think that's a good
point.
Or it's Leo. I don't know. One of the two. One of the two.
Those are the two thoughts I had initially. Maybe the WandaVision or maybe Leonardo.
Yeah, it could be. It's a crossover. It finally happened. So, Nip, what do you think of this this little sit down combo in there when they're having a little back and forth?
It was cool. It was a cool little scene. You get the action a few minutes later where Loki's going karaoke drunk and going out talking shit and just being charismatic, winning over the whole train. And then you get the dude walking up, and I don't know what that was about. The dude walked up and walked out.
Yeah, because I think he was one of the snobby rich guys. He's like, oh, something's off with these guys.
Okay, I thought it was something more than that.
Oh, I thought he was getting backup for the like fight scene that happened next. I thought he was like, oh, something's wrong here, and then got backup and then came back and asked for their tickets.
I think it was just a rich dude complaining that that doesn't belong there is there. So I think he was just pulling a Karen.
For a second, I kind of thought it was Loki leaving and like doing like a
like a body switch thing.
Yeah, like a deception on her, but that was proved to be wrong.
And we also find out Loki, bangs. Loki fucks. He just fucks everything. Like we.
Good.
Well,
good for him.
You can, it's just being greedy, man. Just fucking banging everything.
I got a question. Better character, drunk Loki or drunk Zemo?
Ooh.
Or was Zemo drunk or was he just vibing?
I think
he was just vibing.
I think Zemo was just feeling himself, man. He's probably, he's been locked up and shit. He's just ready to boogie. But I think that was probably like a Norse, like folklore song or something shit.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a folk tune, so I've got to go Loki. I'm way more into folk tunes than like EDM music, so it's Team Loki for me.
Love is a dagger. No, love is an imaginary dagger.
Imaginary.
That was a good one. So, Sarah, what'd you think of this whole scene?
I mean, I like it when people talk to each other. This is when they talked about their mothers, right? Is this that scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's like, spoiler alert, we're adopted. And she was like, yeah, I know. Which made me curious, like, why in her timeline did she know about this before? Because it sounds like she's been running for a while. I think they said the TVA has been after her since she was like a child. So it makes me wonder, like, who told her? Why did they tell her so soon? Why is that the thing that triggered the variants? Like, I don't know. I thought that was interesting because Loki didn't find out till he was much older. And does that mean that, like Loki has like this really strong connection to his mom? Does that mean that she maybe doesn't have that same bond because
she said she like doesn't remember her? She said that she only kind of like that Padme that Leia thing with Padme. So
are we still? Yeah. Is she a variant though? I'm still in the dark on this. Is she a Loki?
I got it that she was. I got it that she was a Loki variant, but she just said I go by Sylvie or whatever. It's an alias, and when she was talking about do you have a prince or princess back home, like much like I do. I got that they were both Lokis, but she had chosen kind of a different life. That was what I got out of it.
I think there's just a lot of gray areas still.
Yeah. They definitely said the word enchant and annoying
many times.
Yeah. Kind of beating that. Yeah. We get it.
Like, I get it. I need to find out who the enchantress is. I understand.
Their dialogue was great though. Some of the stuff they were saying when they're talking about these analogies and just like that was good. Can they trust each other? We don't know. So that was entertaining.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Best dialogue. One of the best dialogues I think of Marvel anything so far.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good back and forth.
I mean, I will forever love Vision saying that, like, what is grief if not love enduring? I will never forget that. So that was my favorite. But this was pretty good. Yeah.
All right, so we get a fight. The guards look like Cobra Commander, fucking fighting.
Yeah,
weird shot.
Did you kind of get vibes? My bad. Did you kind of get some vibes like of Demolition Man, where it's like a softer feature? Because they were like kind of just whooping on them pretty easily. I mean, I know you kind of go with second level, like.
Yeah, I didn't get. Yeah. These weren't tough guards. Like the TVA don't really seem that tough either. Like they.
They don't have guns or anything. They just have those sticks. I was gonna say something.
Those sticks are pretty dangerous, though. You get fucking.
You get like eliminated from the timeline. So.
But you got close. I mean, you think some kind of laser or something. Shit.
Yeah. They get thrown from the train. Loki gets thrown, and she goes after him since he has the time device. And of course, the time device gets destroyed.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Sorry, the first guy getting thrown out of the window, I was a little annoyed by because he literally like tucks into a ball. It was such an obvious stunt. Like clearly they're just like yanking him out, and he like tucked into a ball to get through the window. At least Loki
too went flying out like crazy, like.
But he like dove.
Something. Yeah.
The other guy went out backwards and like tucked, and I was like, okay, this is a little obvious. Like he should have just kind of hit the wall. But anyways, sorry, that's a minor complaint. We can keep going. Oh no, wait. Actually, I do want to go back to the bar scene a little bit because I loved when Loki did the like another and threw it on the ground.
The same thing as Thor did in the first.
As Thor in the coffee thing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah. So all right, so their plan is they decide to hike it, and their plan is to hijack the Ark and get off planet. And so the moon is exploding. I thought the visuals of the moon exploding was pretty cool. When
it split.
And it was a great single shot too. A single shot, kind of moving around them trying to escape the meteorites and running around. So I thought, I'm always down with a single camera shot. Always, if done right, they're really fucking cool. So I thought that was great. They get to the Ark close, and they see it explode, and so it wasn't meant to be. That's how we kind of end on the episode. They're like stranded there. All hope is lost. So yeah, that's it. What do you think of this finale, Nip?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was good. But I want to get back to one scene where the lady was shooting. That was hilarious. The lady was shooting.
The lady what?
Where Loki did the impersonation, and she was like a little back and forth with the I guess one of the survivors, where she shot him with the gun.
Oh yeah. When he was trying to mimic his her husband.
Yeah. But the end scene was cool, and I like the colors. It looked kind of reminded me of Batman and Robin, I think it was, where they had all those neon colors.
Yeah, it's way better than that, though, for sure.
Well, yeah, no doubt. But just style-wise, this was tight. I liked it, and we're kind of left with a cliffhanger, which is good because in most of these streamed episodes so far, we're getting like they're wrapped up. Each week is wrapped up. Where this one we get a cliffhanger, we don't exactly know what's going on. And I kind of had a off the wall theory, but maybe this whole thing is just Sylvie doing a Inception on him, because she was saying like, "Oh, I had to go back years" when she was talking about doing a girl. So I kind of thought maybe she could be doing this on him. I don't know why doing this to Loki. It could be a possibility.
Yeah. It could be too, because some of the theories, which I kind of think is true, that we're going to see old man Loki, like. I forgot the actor's name, that he's going to be he's showing up at some point. He might play like the older, like classic Marvel villain Loki, because Loki, like he's like over the past like 20 years, they kind of de-aged him, kind of making him young and hip. For the longest time, he was just a creepy old man Loki, and he was kind of an asshole, like older, like just straight up villain. There's no like redeeming qualities really for him in the comic. They might pull from that, and we might see an older. Variant, older old man Loki, classic old man Loki. So we might see that maybe he has ties to her, and maybe he created her at some point, and that would kind of tie into the comic and how she came to be in the comic. So that's one of the theories.
I really feel we got a couple twists coming. I don't think it's going to be straightforward. I think it's going to be two little deceptive moves they got for us.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna see. We're gonna see some weird shit going on in the next few episodes for sure.
So we're at the halfway point, right?
Yeah, we got 3 more episodes left. Wow, it's going by quick. So far, like this is definitely my favorite of the MCU shows.
By far.
Yeah. So Sarah, what'd you think of this ending?
Honestly, I was a little annoyed by it at first. I was like, we're going to spend this whole episode on this one planet. But then I was like, oh no, this is actually more fun because I get to like speculate about how they're going to get off and what's going to happen next and all that kind of stuff. I didn't for 1 second think that they were going to get on the Ark. Like, I'm glad that they nixed that early. Yeah. If you've watched Outlander, you know you can't change time. The Battle of Culloden is always going to happen. You can't stop it. So, So yeah, I wasn't buying into that storyline at all, and I'm kind of glad that like before they even got to it, it just blew up, and they were like, crap. But I liked the music choices. I wasn't familiar with any of the songs, but I felt
Uh-oh.
The audio bug is going on.
when they were like standing, it felt like kind of a Western to me, and I don't know why.
The
train and all that stuff. Yeah.
The end shot, yeah, like well, kind of the whole thing.
They started with a poppy like song, like the modern song, and then they kind of ended with like
some more
like
somber.
Interesting music choices, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just them like standing there. I don't know. It felt like an old Western to me, but in space and not like Mandalorian style, I guess, but like in space and with like different music. And I like that. So yeah. I think I like the finale, but yeah, at first I was a little bit like, I can't believe it's already over.
Yeah, I could have used another 10 minutes, like but you know, it's
a good thing. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, you want more. You don't want to be like, this is too long. I'm kind of over it. Some of those like Winter Soldier episodes, like, why? I was kind of dreading like towards the end. I was like, this is an hour. Just get it over with. Like, but these ones, you definitely want more for sure.
And I'm all for not. I'm getting them wrapped up neatly every single time. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. I was bothered because I was like, I just want to know what happens, but it's a good thing because now I get to sit here and think about it and like build excitement for next week. So I've since calmed down. But I still think Miss Minutes is bad news.
All right, so all right, let's give our grades for the episode. Nip, what would you give this one?
I'm gonna go high as a solid 9 on this one. Yeah, I thought it was well paced. I like the dialogue back and forth. Get a little bit of action. I like the visuals. You get some good lighting. So overall, I thought the pace was, a little bit slow, but it moves along. It's not like it doesn't get stale. It kind of keeps shifting around. So I really like it. I like the chemistry between pretty much Loki and anybody. He's hilarious. I like his sense of humor. I like the actor. It's just been good for me. I got no true complaints about this so far. I hope they don't fuck up the end.
Yeah. How long does they stick to the land?
Ends have not been the strong point in this Disney streaming universe so far.
Yeah. All right. Sarah, what do you get?
I think I'm going to hang at my 8.75 as last week. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love this episode. There were 2 people for the most of it, just talking to each other, which is cool. My only thing that makes me like not rate it better than last episode is last episode we got to kind of jump around in the universe a little bit more, and I thought that was really fun. Whereas this one, we really mostly stayed on this one planet. And
maybe
so
that's what people are grappling about.
Yeah, and like that's fine, and you need episodes like that for sure. I just can't rate it above the one with Loki and Pompeii, like dancing. So.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So we're gonna keep it even for me.
What did you say 8.7? You said 8.75.
8.75.
8
and 3/4.
I'm gonna give it an 8.74, just to be different. So yeah, that's my grade. And I think last episode was definitely my favorite of the season so far. This might be my second favorite. This was pretty good. So any predictions about what's happening the next couple weeks? Would we get some more reveals, or first question, how are they going to escape? Is he going to use the time stone? Is Mobius going to come in and save them?
I'm betting on Mobius. Somebody's going to come and save him. How he tracks him down and all that, I have no clue, but they'll write it in.
Yeah. That was the first thing I thought of, was I think it's Mobius, because they already had all the like files of the different apocalypses on their desk. Maybe he can figure out which one Loki had a door for, because they were going to go visit it possibly. I don't know. It seems like the most logical thing is that Mobius is going to show up and be like, hey, man, what are you doing here? But otherwise, maybe the time stone. I'm just not really sure. I haven't read the user manual of my time stone recently, and I'm not really sure how he would use that. I mean, I know like Doctor Strange uses it to like go to other places, but does Loki know how to do that? I thought that was kind of hard.
And maybe
Loki didn't do it at all. Maybe somebody else. Maybe Mobius is already there, and you're there, and he did it like that. Possibly watching him in the somewhere in the window.
Yeah, it has to, like, their rescue has to be off the radar, though, because, like, it's known that nobody survives this apocalypse. So it's got to be either the TVA or they do it themselves. It's not going to be Thor or some random person coming and saving them. Like, I mean, not that that's an option anyways, but
Mephisto. It could be Mephisto.
it's got to be Mephisto.
Mephisto's
Definitely.
minutes for sure.
We better explain that though, because that was like, this guy has no power to stop buildings from falling on people.
Yeah, he's never shown that kind of ability, like those kind of telekinesis like that. Like, so yeah, it's definitely some kind of. So he could
That's what I thought. I thought it was weird.
Yeah, he's got he's got magic and stuff, but I don't know. It's unless he was like projecting that thing to almost hit him for manipulating reasons. I don't know why. So I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, I definitely can't wait for next week and find out how they're gonna get out. How they're gonna get out of this one. And we got that. We're probably gonna get that shot from the trailer where it looked like he was talking to Black Widow, but he's talking to her like sitting down. So maybe they'll have like another heart to heart before
they think they're gonna die.
Yeah, and they get Did you? I don't know. They felt like a little chemistry between them, man. I don't know. They like,
hinting at that, which is
if
weird,
anybody's gonna bang himself, it's Loki, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they had good chemistry for sure.
Definitely hinting at that.
Well, yeah. I mean, Ray's gone. Yeah. What do we want to do now that he's gone? Just kidding.
He's not for the self-incest, or I don't know what that would be. Self-cest. I don't know.
I have no clue, but yeah. I was like, I feel like you don't. Like in shows, they don't really have those kind of like romantic conversations unless they're trying to hint at something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like Mobius and him aren't sitting down being like, what's the definition of love? So I think that they're trying to at least make us think that there might be something romantic there. I'm okay with it if it is. It's kind of hilarious that he would do that.
Yeah.
What are the odds they end up turning on each other? Or do you think they end with them being in an alliance type of thing?
I think one of them could die.
I can see Sylvie dying.
True.
I think, kind of sacrificing herself, and I think he's gonna find out the TVA are shady, and he's gonna be like agree with her and like, oh yeah, we gotta take them down. So I think they're gonna team up and take down the TVA, and that's what kind of brings Kang into the equation, or that that's gonna mess up the time stream, kind of creates more of the multiverse of madness that we're gonna have to deal with in the next few series and stuff. So yeah, I think this is gonna have some ramifications for the MCU for sure. This is gonna be some issues coming forward.
What if Miss Minutes is actually just like something Kang created to brainwash everyone and get them to enslave each other?
Yeah, this could be. And
is he building an army? Maybe he's building an army, and he's got all these people in this one space, and then eventually he's gonna have Miss Minutes be like, "All right, guys, hope you're having a good day. It's time to go attack people." And then they're like, Miss Minutes said so. We've been listening to her forever. Like, I don't know. I think she's brainwashing them. Could be Kang behind it, but
yeah.
I still say it in the quantum realm. I'm still gonna go with my original theory on that.
Quantum realm, yeah, that could make sense. That makes sense. And that's what the time travel multiverses are. The next, like a big part of the MCU. So this is definitely going to have some. Something's going to happen from this. This is not going to be just like a little small. This is not a small corner of the MCU. This is big stuff coming out going forward. So. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I'm digging it. This has been like more fun speculating on this one because this seems like more of this shit can actually happen, as opposed to the other shit headcanon we made for some of the other stuff. But I
don't know. WandaVision was a lot of fun.
It was
a smaller scale. It was a much smaller scale.
Yeah, it's good.
That's okay.
All right. Any final thoughts before we get out of here on this episode?
No.
Comment below if you want me to read Harry Potter fanfic.
Harry Potter.
That's my new thought for. I'm gonna just start a YouTube channel and read Harry Potter fanfic for all the.
You'll get probably quadruple our in 10 minutes. So yeah,
I'll wear a little Hufflepuff tie. It'll be fun.
And that's it. Yeah. All
No, I'm not that kind of girl.
Say that for your OnlyFans.
With a cardigan.
Harry Potter OnlyFans.
Oh my God, that would be so funny. I'm sure it's out there already.
Oh, I'm sure there's millions of them. Yeah, I'm sure there's all kinds. Yeah, every version really. Yeah. Awesome. Sarah, any other than your Harry Potter YouTube reading? That's it. Nip, you want to plug the Gold Dirties?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Gold Dirty Bastards podcast, Force Space podcast. A lot of shit talking, fun times. Check us out. You see it spelled up there. I think over there somewhere. Right there. Gold Dirty Bastard with a Z. podcast. You can find us on YouTube. We also have IG and Twitter. It's all spelled the same way on every one of those whatever media forms. So check us out. Enjoy. Comment, like, and subscribe.
Big Leo, the postman, the lovely postman. Gonna binge watch all the episodes. Can't watch TV shows after midnight. Wait, Gremlin, you can't eat after midnight?
He turns into a UPS driver if he watches after midnight.
Wow, a DHL. I think I actually can't wait to like rewatch these. I think they're gonna flow pretty good watching them all together. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I just can't wait. This is definitely one of those shows you have to watch when it comes out for sure. Check us out. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow all the social medias, all that crap. Check out our weekly show every Tuesday. We do comics, TV. We did a review of Rick and Morty's first episode, season 5 episode. Reviewed The Conjuring 3 and talked about a bunch of trailers that got released. So check that out. And look out for some new fun videos coming out soon. And check us out and like and subscribe, all that crap. And we'll see you guys next week. Go Team Loki.
Bye.
Peace out.